Hi, and before we start, I just want to thank you for engaging in this infographic, for giving it your time, and for the interest that you've got in the subject of design and technology. Let me introduce myself first of all. My name's Tony Ryan. I've got the great honour, the great privilege of being the Chief Executive of the Design and Technology Association. The association's been around since 1989, and in that time our job has been to support high quality teaching of design and technology in schools throughout the country and overseas where it takes place as well. We led the world with the teaching of design and technology education. We were the first country in the world to make this compulsory. Where we have led, others have taken the lead now and are actually ahead of us and are leading the game now. We've dropped back, and I would argue that now is a critical point for the subject. We need to reform, we need to change, we need to have a clear set direction of where we're going to over the course of the next few years. Or the danger is we're going to slip off this curriculum completely, and we'll slip to the very margins and be a nice to have rather than an essential part of each school curriculum. And for those of you that think that's an exaggeration, there are so many schools out there at the moment where D&T is not an option anymore, where D&T has already dropped off. We cannot allow that to continue. So what are we doing with this infographic? What are we doing with this messaging that we're doing at the moment? Well, over the years, I think we've been accused, probably with some justification, if I'm honest. I've got to put our hands up here and say we've perhaps not led at times where we should have led, and we've perhaps not led the way. We've allowed others to do that on our behalf. And I think this time the subject needs leadership more than it has ever done before. And our sole purpose here is to make sure that this subject not just survives in schools but thrives in schools, that students that want to study it can study it and can go on and work in many of the sectors that are out there that are so exciting at the moment, that I see all the time, where they're crying out for young people who are problem solvers, who are thinkers, who are technologically minded, who are able to show empathy for somebody else's problem and help to solve that. All the things that a good, high quality design and technology education equips you to do. What are the problems with the subject? Well, there are so many, and it'd be easy to spend another half hour here going into all of them. You'll be glad to know I'm not going to. I'm going to tackle two. And the first one is teacher recruitment. We have woefully under-recruited over the course of the last 10, 15 years. And low targets set by government for new teachers coming in to teach design and technology have not been met. And on average, we've met, I think, 24% overall of a low target set in the first place. And the result of that is, in 2009, we had 14,800 teachers qualified out there in the field. We've now got less than 6,500. What does that mean? That means that at Key Stage 3, we have probably got less specialist teaching than we have ever had before as a subject. And well, by specialists, I mean people that are trained in the subject, that have got the full background knowledge of the subject and are comfortable teaching all aspects of the curriculum. There are lots of non-specialists out there teaching, and God bless you for doing that, because without that the subject would be even in worse situation. And those teachers are art teachers, we've heard of PE teachers, anyone that's got a spare few periods on their timetable. Basically, it seems to be that design and technology is looked upon by some head teachers as, you've got a few spare periods there, you've got a bit of maths background, in you go, you've got a bit of physics background, in you go. There is depth to our subject that you cannot teach comfortably unless you've been trained to teach that. If you've not been trained at teacher training, that training needs to come out afterwards in the form of CPD, and it's not always there. The second problem we've got, and the two might be related, is that a number of students studying the subject has gone from an admittedly artificial high in 2003 of 430,000 plus, where the subject was compulsory for all students up to the age of 16, down to last year, 2022, when that number was just over 78,000. And that's been dropping at a rate of about 5 to 7% per year. If it continues to drop, we will move to the very margins of the curriculum it will become economically unviable for more schools to teach this subject, and it will drop off the curriculum completely. And it will become a nice to have, an after school club, and some of the after school activities that take place in the name of design and technology at the moment will become design and technology if we're not careful, and that's where we're heading to rapidly unless we have change. So here on this infographic, what you've got, and we've done it in voice as well, so if you can put up with my monotones, I'm going to try and talk you through each section. That means that you can take the dog for a walk, it means you can go to the gym, it means you can do whatever you will need to do whilst listening at the same time. And what we're asking of you is feedback, please. This is not a done deal. We want to represent the community of design and technology. We want to be able to put thoughts and direction forward to government, whatever government it is. And we want to be able to say to them, this is where the subject needs to go. This is the investment that's needed. And these are the returns that you're going to get, because we need to show returns. So we need your feedback. There's a number of ways you can do that. We are going to hold a series of webinars where we will invite teachers in, and we will run those online, and we're going to do those fairly soon. We're going to start those up after this has been launched, where we'll be able to run those 1 or 2 a week, and we'll be able to get people on board and get their feedback directly. The other way is we're going to give you an email address, which is info@designtechnology.org.uk, and if you can feedback to us on that, use the headline consultation, and then just give us your thoughts, and then we will gather all those thoughts together. We will put them into messaging, and then we will bring them to government, and we will bring them with the help of other organisations to try and make action possible, to try and make action happen. This is a call to action. This is a call for all of you listening to do something. Don't just listen to this and then walk away from it and leave it. Please respond. Please either come to one of our webinars, send us an email, reach out to me directly, reach out to the association directly. Let us know what you think, because we have over 33,000 members out there. That's fantastic, and that's growing all the time, and that's amazing. I'm indebted to each and every one of you for joining us as an association. But we want to speak for the entire community as we push this subject forward. And we want to save this subject, and we want this subject to turn around and start thriving. So a call to action, please. When you've listened to this, when you've engaged with each section, please take the time to come back to us in some form and let us know what you think, so we can make sure that when we do push this forward, we are representing the community at large. Thank you so much for engaging again. Look forward to meeting some of you either face to face or online in the near future. I look forward to gathering all the information together, and let's put design and technology back where it should be.